welcome everyone to Get to Know. It's so amazing that you're joining here, actually at the last day of the semester. And Michl, thank you so much for being here with us. Today, Michl is our guest, our interview partner, and he has been here for many years. He's working in the screen printing lab as a technical employee. And yeah, I'm very, very happy that I get the chance to interview you today, Michl.
And I'm happy that I can stay here.
Yes.
So I enjoy this.
That's very
nice to meet you all, to have you here and watching my silly word maybe, but
I'm pretty sure we're going to get to know a lot of interesting things about you. And maybe let's start right at that point. Maybe you can give some story, who you are, how you came here to HDM, what your career path has been so far.
I'm a big storyteller.
Yes, we love stories.
I can tell you every story you like, from my private, from the school, from my life, what you want. But first I have to say sorry to you. Sarah knows it, my English isn't the best. So it's not in a good practice, but I will try to do it in English. If it's some missing some vocabulary, so I think you can translate or you can help me. You all speak a little bit also German, but we try to do it in English. I hope it's okay for you.
Yep. That's good.
So, you see, I'm not up-dressed here, so I love to be authentic like I am. So, the most people, the first question is, what is your name? And I say, Michl. And the second question was, hey, this is your second name. So, for you, I only have one name, and this is my second name, is my first name too. So everybody is calling me Michl.
Why so, actually?
Why so? And this is in my childhood. In German, Michl is also a first name. And when I was a little guy in kindergarten, be playing in the sand and or in the football playing, everybody is calling, hey Michl, come up, what's up, Michl? Everybody is saying Michl, and that's why everybody is calling me Michl. When you want to know my first name, it's Bernhard, but nobody says it then in my family. So for you, Michl, it's okay for you?
Yep. It is.
It is.
Did people reminded you on Michl from Lönneberg? You know that series?
Yeah, that's my story I'm always telling.
So you were kind of like a...
Yeah, I was a crazy guy and did a lot of shit in my youth, in my childhood. And that's it. So now why I'm here in the moment, I will reflect a little bit. In the moment, now, today is the 26th of January 2023. Yes. I'm sitting here in the moment. And a lot of things in my life happened, important things, and I'm reflecting a lot of things now. And you want to hear old stories. So first I will tell you maybe a very actual story that shocked me.
What was it?
It's only 1 week or 2 weeks ago. They're sitting around. I don't know anything. I had an invitation with 2 friends and my wife for a nice evening dinner. And we had a date. And we're going to the date in the evening. And another friend of me said, hey, Michl, oh, can you help me something to bring in the car in the house over there? I'm going there. I said, oh, sure, I can help you, but they are waiting in the restaurant. So we have a date. Oh, only 1 minute. And we're going to the house over there. It was a house, I built it up when I was a young boy. It was we called it a youth house for the young people at the time. And I opened the door, 60 or 70 people around me, clapping and singing happy birthday, Michl.
How did you feel in that moment?
I feel in that moment really concerned. I looked in the faces of a lot of people. They're coming from everywhere, from Switzerland, from all over Germany, old friends, I don't have seen them for a long, long time. And they're all there and singing happy birthday. And I said, oh, what happened? Shit, I'm 60 years old now. And this is 1 week ago. Shit. Another thing in this time, 2 weeks, or in December last year, I get as a grandfather.
Wow.
Hey, and now I'm feeling like an old man. I'm a grandpa. I'm sitting here and telling old stories.
You definitely have a lot of experience and a lot of things to share. Yeah. And these kind of stories, you know, like just as you mentioned, there was a big surprise partying for you. It actually, it describes you very well, because I think all of us students here, we know you, and we know you very, like, we have a very good connection to you. I feel like that's what makes you you. You kind of, you're so comfortable with everyone, let's say. And whenever there are students, they have ideas that want to be realized, you're there and say, let's do it.
Let's do it and try it.
Yes, and
that's my way of life.
yes, and I think that is very inspiring. So I want to know, because you started out here as a student too, what actually made you come here to HDM and teach?
Oh, this is also a very old story. I never thought in my life to get a teacher. Never, never, never.
Did you like teachers when you were young?
Some of them yes, some of them no. I'm a very lazy guy. So I'm interested in everything, I'm learning, but also I'm a lazy guy. Let me have a look back when I was born. It was in the year of 1963. Before I was born, I had parents. My parents came here to Germany. It was in the year of 1945, after the Second World War, so they were refugees from from the Czech Republic, from Sudetenland. And they come here. It's not so far. It's only 1 kilometer from here. I was born.
Okay.
15 years later, they come here. They come here with 2 little children. They were my sisters. So between my sisters and me, I have a sister and a brother. Is a range from 23 years.
Okay, that's
so
a big gap.
Before I was born here. And they're living here in Büsnau. Maybe you know this. When you stand up on the roof here and look in this direction over the forest, you see a small village.
Yes.
Only with 1,500 people, and there I was born. There I'm living still again with my family. I have the best wife I could ever have. I have 4 children in your age or maybe a little bit older. My youngest son is 19 years old. My oldest daughter is 30 years old. And that's where I grew up, and I'm still here. Okay, what you asked me why I came to the high school.
Yes.
I was first at the high school in Jofingen. And then when I did my graduation there, everybody knows from my friends what they want to do. The boys has to go to the military. So others are learning a profession, others are going to study, but only Michl don't know what he wants to do. So I love the nature. I want to be a forest man, maybe. This was my big favorite thing, to get a forest man, not a teacher. Other idea was, I like to do a lot of with my hands and be creative, and I'm drawing a lot of this time, and maybe design or something like this. All shit, I don't have an idea. So but still I had no money. I said, look for some jobs. Got a lot of small jobs to make a little bit money, because we had no money in the family. And I have to tell you one thing again. My father died when I was 10 years old. And I had a very old mother at this time, so this could be my grandmother. So I was still alone, and all my friends, they have young parents, and I have an old mom, could be my grandmother, and that's the way where I've grown up. So I have to look for the money, and I had a lot of job when I was 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. Then with 18, 20 years old, I'm traveling around. I want to see the world, doing a job here, a job there. But nothing has to do with printing or so on, or to get a teacher. Nothing.
Okay.
But then there was a time I had to say, Michl, shit, you have to learn a profession. So now I think I was 22 years or 23 years old. I have to do something. No, better 21, around about 20. And I looked for the, was heißt Arbeitsamt?
Oh, there's like the organization that kind of puts people into jobs, right?
Yeah. And I looked there and asked, hey, I'm Michl, what I can do? And they offered me a lot of jobs. You can be a baker or a butcher or a painter or something on. And they had a job, it's called a printing form maker for offset printing. In a small printing factory. I don't know what it is. I only ask where I can get the most money.
And that was that one?
And so I learned the profession for 3 years in a little family printing company near the television tower from Stuttgart, you know it? The company in the moment doesn't exist so long time, for 20 years ago they all died, the company is closed. But I learned there, and I thought, oh, the printing industry is interesting. So for me, I think this is a little bit creative. This has to do a little bit with technique. I can do something with my hand, and I have to learn to do everything. So the pre-press at the time was, we had an old reprographic camera. I taking the pictures. I like to picture and photography. We are working in the dark room with films. I learned to do manual all the manual stuff and things. I learned a little bit to do on a small machine in the offset printing and doing the printing forms. I learned the letterpress at this time. And
wow.
Also what I learned I don't want to stay in this company when I finished. That's not my thing. I'm lazy. Hey, I'm giving all my power for a small company, for the family, but not for me. That's not the end.
Okay.
And then I recognized, hey, there is a high school. This high school.
So that was when you decided to go and study here?
I studied here. This was in the year of 1985.
Okay, that's quite
It's
some
a
time
long,
ago.
long time ago, and I started in 1986 here.
Which program?
Which program? First I began with the packaging technology. I have to say, at this time, I was the first student in packaging technologies.
Oh wow, so it was brand new there.
So this was brand new course. It was only a little split off from printing technology. It was only one professor at the time.
Wow.
And it was to 95% the same content than printing technologies.
Okay.
So I decided later, so I started with the packaging for 3 or 4 semesters, and then I decided, oh, I will get my graduation in printing technologies and change to this course. At this time, the high school, you are sitting here, we were a small family high school. We are only 500 students. We had 5 courses at the complete high school. All to do in the graphic industries. We had the printing technologies. We started brand new with the packaging technologies. I think this is for me when you compare it with a tree, what is the strength from the tree? This is the strength from this high school. the printing.
Was the
And then we
basic.
have around, so we are the technology, then we had a course printing, management of printing. This was the other course. Today it's media engineering. Before it's called print media management. We had the publishers, so we have the course of, at the time now, media publishing. We had the course of the advertising people. We have it in, how we call it now? Advertising and market communication.
Yeah.
I think this was all the courses, and we had one course, but we catched it out at the time when I studied. It's fitting very well here. It was a course called chemistry and Werkstoffe.
Like
Material science and chemistry. And that's what we need here, what we don't have here any moment. But at the time they kicked it off to Esslingen, to another high school, and so we only have these courses. And all what you now have here today is grown up from the printing at this high school. Now roundabout, what do you think? How many courses we have at this high school?
Ooh, I think there are quite many. Like
Quite many.
that. Do you know how many?
Not exactly.
Maybe like, is it 25? More?
25. So when
I
we
don't
have when we have we have a lot of satellite or other study programs. I think
Yeah.
round about 30
Okay.
in the moment. I don't know the names. I don't know the contents. So
Yeah. So let's get back to you.
yeah,
You started out with the packaging course,
yeah.
and then you finished, or
I don't get the graduation in packaging. I finished in
printing.
printing technologies.
in printing. And then after that, like, how come that
Yeah,
you're still here?
Oh, that's also a story, our own story. So, for me, my study in printing, this opened
Your mind, like
my
your
mind.
view?
So I only learned in a small family company, and here I'm seeing a lot of other things and other stuff. It's interesting and it's fitting to the printing. And I never came on the idea that it's so fascinating, and I have such a lot of big range of jobs and things to be interested what I could do later. I learned it during my studies, and at that time, our dean, I think our dean was the founder from this, also from this high school here. His name was Albert Burkhardt.
Okay.
He's died 5 years ago in the age of 82 maybe. And he was like a father to me. Because I told you, 10 years old, I lost my father. And this was a man, he's living for the printing industry. And he built up the course. I think he will build up this high school here. Maybe a picture for you. This high school, when I came here to study, around here was nothing. Only green. Only
Wow.
green and nothing, only one building. Exactly this building where we're sitting here. This is the oldest tract around. No streets, nothing green. There was a farm with horses on it. And this was the high school.
Wow.
Not of media. Yeah, and this professor, when I finished, he said, Michl, I'm working as tutor in his, in the offset, in the pre-press area. And he said, oh, now your study is going to the end. What do you want to do? I know you now a long time. I know you're interested in everything, but I know you guy, you don't have a plan for the future. And I said, oh, you know me very well, Mr. Burkhardt. Yeah, and that's what I have. I have an idea. So I will give you a chance. Maybe you can stay for 1 or 2 years longer at this high school. I give you a job as an assistant. And maybe you can get more contacts to the industry. You can do excursions and maybe you have to help us as professors. We are the copying man for doing us the copies and hold the telephone. Like, no, that's not my thing. Yeah, but I will give you a thing. Maybe you like it, and that's. Have you ever heard something about screen printing? He asked me. And I said, yeah, I've heard something about this, but I don't know not so much about screen printing, because at this time we don't have the screen printing at this high school.
Yeah.
I never learned this, professor. Okay, Michl, I have a big idea. I give you the chance to do this, to learn this. I will send you in a company here. I send you in a company here. I have a friend in the company here. You go there for 4 weeks, here for 3 months. What you like. You're helping us as assistant here. And you're learning by doing the screen printing. Maybe we can establish a little bit screen printing here. I think. What you know about this, I answered in 3 letters. In Germany we say N-E-X, nix, nothing. And his words were, oh, this is the best answer you can give me. And I said, why? I was completely irritated. He said, oh, then you are free.
Yeah.
To do and learn something completely new. And I think that is fitting to you, and you will like it.
Yeah, so you kind of went in there open-minded.
Yes. And so I started learning by doing, and learned a completely new thing for me. And this was the fascination. I never thought in my mind I would do this my life. Now my life is, I told you, now I'm a grandfather, and I'm sitting here and did this the last 35 years, nothing else than screen printing and to get a teacher. And I love this.
That's
so
really
the professor
amazing.
was right. I had the best professor ever had to give me that chance.
And now you're kind of giving these kind of
And
chances
now I can
to
give
us.
this to us and can give it back.
Yeah.
And I love what I'm doing. But now you have to ask me, Sarah, why you love this.
Okay, I will ask you, Michl. Why did you love this?
Why did I love this? Why it never get bored for me? Why I love this high school? I found a job. Every time surrounded with young people like you. I never grown up. I'm feeling, you see, I'm a grandfather now and feeling as a student too. I'm one of you. I'm not getting older, though. You see it on my hair, I'm getting older.
That's actually...
But I have the big chance every day to have the contact to people, to new people, to young people.
Yes.
And that's what I love and what I like.
Yes. I want to go a bit more
thing.
into that. So, because you said, like, there are lots of different projects, right? And you're very encouraging to try out different things. I also got the chance to work with you on a project last semester, which was really nice. And I was wondering, do you have any project that you want to share with us? I saw that you have something up there. So, I don't know, is there anything like project that you want to share with us, or project that you are particularly proud of?
Oh, there are a lot of projects we did in the Vergangenheit.
In the past?
In the past. I've been proud of, but the most, and that's not a project I'm proud of the students. Before we switch to this screen printing.
Okay, and that's actually very
I'm
interesting.
pretty proud of the students, why the students are not schuld dran.
The what?
Schuld.
Schuld.
Oder nicht schuld dran, den Studenten habe ich zu verdanken, dass ich hier bin.
Ah, okay, so it's like because of the students that you are here.
Yeah. So without the students, I don't get the job here. So I started, I said it was in the year of 1989. I started here. I got a job for 5 years as an assistant, and then normally for the members of the staff, we have to go out in the industry, and there is no chance to stay here any longer time. That's the same in the moment also. So I don't get a contract here.
Okay.
And so I have to leave. I was very traurig, trist.
Oh, you were sad?
Yeah, very, very sad for that. And then overnight, it was my last 3 or 4 days here. I know I have to leave. They had no job. They can't give me employment here. The students going on the street for me.
Wow.
And looking around in the high school, they go in every lesson and collecting signatures. They're collecting from all the, at the time when I finished, we were around about 600 or 700 students on the complete area on the high school. They collected all the 700 signatures from all the members of the staff, from the professors for me, and sent it to the ministry to look for a place for the screen printing and for me. And this was for me the start, the beginning here to live. And that's what for me was the biggest project to get this.
And that again, it shows your popularity here at HDM, right? And even now when I look to the audience, right, they're not only students that are actually studying here right now, but also like there is one guest like who is a former student from HDM. Who is like
I think my friend Uwe here, he was one of the first students. Is coming here when I started. I told you I started in 1990, and you studied? 1991.
Maybe take the microphone? Yeah, cool.
Yes, I started in 1991.
1991.
Also in printing technology,
This was yours, yeah.
So,
it's your fault,
and
actually.
now you're still here again. Why?
Why? Yeah, because we always kept the contact, and it was also the first impression I had, because I was, by the way, I'm, let's say, my profession is screen printer, really, So in the past I learned screen printing, then I was working for some companies. Then it was maybe the same, was parallel to Michl's, your Entwicklung, was heißt Entwicklung?
The development?
Development, His whole development was maybe same like mine. I didn't know after I graduated high school, and then I said, okay, what can I do? I have to go to the army, and then after that, what you do? Okay, take a profession. Screen printing is maybe interesting and do a lot. I talk a little bit faster now, And after that, I said, okay, this cannot be all. This cannot be the end. So I worked for a small company which is selling screen printing material, and so I was getting in contact to the high school, and I was. I was making a date with Michl, and I was walking around here at this hall here, and was looking for him, and I met some guy who was walking like this a little bit slowly and so. And so, sorry, I'm looking for Mr. Diploma Engineer Bernhard Michl, and he said, yeah, that's me. Come, let's drink a coffee. And so this was my first contact, and this was matching like nothing else. So this was. Totally friends from the beginning, and this was also it was his fault that I was studying here, because he said if you don't do it, you cannot be just maybe too lazy, but you are not too you are that clever, you can do this even after a long time after school and so on. And he was right. In the meantime, I'm working for a company which is manufacturing screen printing machines. And a lot of other machines, wafer printing machines, solar cell printers, and all that stuff. Or fuel cell, which is quite common now. And we are also present at the high school here on the laboratory. We have 2 screening machines. They're quite old, but anyway, they are still working after all that time. And I was putting in the newer machine inside here and introduced it. And this is why we always keep contact. Privately, my best friend, and also here, I love it, the same
That's-
reasons, really, yeah.
That's
Have to
really
say.
cool. Thank you so much for sharing
welcome.
that. Like,
Thank
that's
you, Uwe.
very interesting.
And thank you, Uwe, for coming. So it wasn't expected. It was a surprise for
was
me
really a coincidence,
today. And I said, hey, come in. We have improvisation.
Yes.
I have to give this interview here, so you can help me.
Yeah.
This would be authentic.
Yeah.
But that's, you see, Sarah, I have a lot of contacts over the
You
long,
do.
long time from my life, and I learned the screen printing from him. So he was a learned screen printer, me not.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to give to you, learning by doing. But
Actually, maybe let's go more into that, because we talked about screen printing quite a lot now. But maybe from your point of view, because you have been dedicated a lot of your time to screen printing, what is so special about it compared to other technologies?
when you look for the screen printing, you can ask me why I do it such a long time, why I never get bored
Okay.
of this. So there are so many facets, of different facets outside of the screen printing, but screen printing has to do with this. So I learned, I told you, in the graphic industry, and only my view was open for the graphic industries. And at the time, I did a lot of excursions everywhere, and I'm interested in everything what is new for me and what I don't know. So I had a view over über den Tellerrand, wie sagt man das?
So you
Over-
kind of widened your horizon.
So I widened my horizon. And this, I started, that's what everybody loves on the screen printing. It's so easy to do. It's a very easy technology. But the applications you do in screen printing, there are so many facets. And that what all people love is to print on the textile. Huh? But the textile industry is not the graphic industry. It's a completely own industry. They only use the screen printing for decorating the textiles.
Which industry is it that fascinates you the most? That has
Oh.
application in screen printing?
I think everything.
Okay, just
So
like to
I've
get
been in
some
the glass
keywords.
industry. I've been in the glass industry.
Glass industry?
So everybody has seen how much energy you need to produce glass and what is in your daily life where you find glass. Look at the building here. Look at
yeah,
your glasses,
everywhere.
the rings. What is glass? And glass, it's printing on glass. Maybe graphic on glass printing or functional structures bringing on glass. This is a big field. So I'm watching how glass is produced. My beer bottle, where is it coming? Huh? Where companies produce the windows? And I found companies, and in every company where I go, I found the screen printing. Maybe, for example, it's not so far from here, there is one company, they are working with screens. They are 5 meters in the high, 10 meters in the broad. I said, shit, what they are doing. They're printing on the big glass plates. These plates were for the architecture glass, for buildings. Huh? It was completely fine. And it's a complete other thing than you say, oh, you use the screen printing for maybe textiles, or you're printing for finishing on graphic products. It's not an important technology to print on graphic products, on sheets of paper. For me, it's only a finishing technology. But you can give every kind of finishing on the material, and that's the fascinating. Other side is have you ever seen the ceramic industry, where the ceramic is produced? It's also a very broad field. I've been in the steel industry. What has the steel industry to do with screen printing? In the first moment, nothing. But when you look on the steel, maybe they are printing some etiquettes directly, machine numbers or so. When you look into the machine, in the machine is electronics. The electronic is also printed. And when I look around me, everything has to do with printing technologies, and a lot is screen printing. So screen printing is not it's an easy technology on the one side, but when you look in the application, it's so completely different. So when you ask me what you know, you are expert in screen printing, I say I will know, I'm not an expert. Maybe I'm an expert for the basics of the screen printing. But when you look in the different industries, you have to be your own expert only for doing that. Maybe where you buy your printing machines, give some examples of it. You told the solar panels.
Yeah, we're making a lot of products, a lot of machines for the technical screen printing, which is different than the graphical screen printing. And for the technical screen printing, for example, solar cells on the roofs, yeah, everybody knows it, yeah. And the contacts, they are really printed with screen printing technology. So this is technical, and these contacts, for example, the lines, the conductive lines, have a width of about 50 to 80 microns. So you guess that it's really a rough and a special technique to do this. Totally different than to print on some fibers, yeah, or some different stuff. And also, as I said, fuel cell technology is very famous now, getting more and more famous. And these are kind of metal sheets where we are printing some ceilings on it. And this will be also printed with screen printers, which we are manufacturing. So a few examples, or for cars, a lot of components which are built, dashboards and all that stuff. And as Michl said, electronics, printed circuit boards. This is our specialty, what we are manufacturing machines for. Yeah.
So we have a big automotive
Big
industry
range.
here. Also,
Yeah, there's
can
definitely
you give
a
some
lot
names of companies where you sold your machine? Only one big names?
Big names, what everybody knows is, for example, Bosch, Siemens, Continental, and there are a lot of suppliers for these technologies. For example, for the car industries, for Porsche. This is maybe very famous, Mercedes, yeah, and they all have suppliers for their components, and these suppliers are printing with ICRA machines. ICRA, by the way, is a strange name, but it's named by the founder, which was Eduard Kraft. So this is the explanation of ICRA. It was founded in 1946, so also a very old company, and specialized then in screen printers, stencil printers in the 80s, something like this. So since then, we've been building really pure printing machines.
That is very interesting, and especially getting those insights from you, right? Like the two of you that are very in the industry and like have knowledge and network. So I think like for you guys or everyone who is watching, like if you're more interested, like and you're here at HDM, I'm pretty sure, Michl, you're very open like for people to come in, answer more questions, I don't know, create more contacts. Actually, I just wanted to check, what's the timing actually? Do you guys know? So maybe you can tell me.
Oh.
But before, okay, because I would like to give the audience also the chance to maybe ask some of the questions they might have right now. So who of you has a question right now? Is there some?
So Michl, I mean, every semester we have this advanced lab screen printing, and we, the group always comes up with this creative product. So I'm just wondering, what's the product you made this semester?
You're wondering?
Yeah.
Everybody is wondering.
So can you please explain that product?
I'll get it.
No, leave it.
Okay,
leave
okay.
it. It's a good place for this. That's what we did in the last advanced lab. It's not really completely finished in the moment, but that's the idea. I want to work with the next group one semester more. So for every semester we had a team. And here the team is called illusions. Optical illusions.
Okay.
And there is a construction behind this, so it's not so easy to do this. This is from the idea is from an American scientist. He's also died. It's free now. I found it in the internet. I read a lot of books from this guy. It's a mathematics professor in the States, or has been a mathematics professor. And they had a lot of ideas, and for me it's fascinating illusions. What are optical illusions? There's a little small museum in Stuttgart, near the big library, near the station. Maybe you can have a look at this, you will find a lot of illusions. I visit
Okay.
this, and I got the idea for doing this here with the students, and I hope I can fascinate some people when you have the media night. Oh, media night. Shit team, the media night normally is today. We have nothing.
So there's some more time.
So I hope there is more time, and we will have a media night in the summer, and then we can presentate this. But I think this is a thing. Everybody, when the people see this, they are watching to this. This is Hingucker in German.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So
an eye catcher.
catchy.
It's an eye catcher.
I'm definitely curious to look at
Maybe.
it. Like,
You have to get it in your brain. No, I think the best way.
I'll.
Try. No, you need the distance to this.
We need to show it to
Or
the
you need
camera,
your,
though.
or you need your smartphone, and you're looking. You see here written here. I'm always looking to your eyes. You know the Mona Lisa?
Yeah.
So also you have the feeling the Mona Lisa is watching to you when you move your head.
We have the Mona Lisa.
This is much better than the Mona Lisa.
So actually, we have the Mona Lisa right here.
So when you move it, so you need a little bit more distance. Look in his eyes, he's moving with you. When you're holding your smartphone on it directly, you have the impression directly. When you have a distance from maybe 10 meters and move it, you have a picture in your brain, you see it as a three-dimensional dragon, and the dragon is always moving his head. It's fascinating.
Okay. Okay, so for
So I
everyone
think
who's
it's not-
watching online, they can check it out in the advanced lab.
But you have your handy here, you can test it. Have a look on the camera. Oh, sorry.
You want to test it?
Come on. Come to the table, hold your camera on this, and have a look in the monitor. Huh?
Yeah,
Come
I think
on.
you can.
So, only look on the face, take a movie, and then move this.
Should I take a photo or video?
A video.
A
I think.
video.
So what is it that you can see? The dragon is watching.
And moving.
Okay, I think there is plenty of time to try it out later as well, like for all the others.
It's working really, really good when you have the impression, but you
Yeah.
must have.
I'll take it.
You take
Yeah,
it.
we will have it here for now, and then we put it back later. So maybe there is one more question in the audience, so we have time for that. So don't be shy, guys. Anyone? Okay, then I do have questions.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Sarah.
the quick questions for you, Michl.
Oh,
So you have
That's-
one sentence or one word to answer the question.
not more.
No? We will see. Maybe there is something so interesting we will go into more detail. But the idea behind it is to get to know through the rapid fire questions.
Okay,
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So what's your favorite drink?
Oh, I drink water, I like the coffee, or a good glass of red wine.
Oh, nice. When are you most productive?
Oh, shit, it's normally in the evening, so I'm not a morning guy. Daytime, it's not my time.
Okay, late night creativity. What's your favorite color?
Oh, I like the blue, but as a screen printer, I like every kind of bright and shiny colors.
Okay, I see. What was your first job?
Oh, that's a nice thing. My really, really first job.
The very,
job,
very
the
first
very,
job you
very
got paid
first.
for.
I was 14 years old. So it was in the weekends we get a little less money. It was fascinating. It was a packaging company. And they had the big rolls from the cardboards,
Yeah.
like we're using the printing machines, and we are climbing on the big rolls,
Yeah.
and we're helping there as a.
Yeah. That's quite interesting. So it was like you leading
No.
to the path already. All right. What was your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject?
In school.
Oh, I don't want to say it was the physics or not the chemistry.
Yeah?
No. I love this. I love all the science because I'm interested in this, because I love the nature, but it was too difficult to me. No, I think it was the German language to write.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Well, it just can be that way. That's totally fine. What is your favorite movie?
Oh, I'm a fan from, I think, Western films. So my favorite is you know the film Once Upon a Time in the West, maybe? It's a very...
I don't know it, but
You don't know it? But everybody knows the music to the film from Ennio Morricone. Everybody knows the music.
okay. So that Once Upon a Time
Once Upon a Time in the West.
in the West. So what's your favorite song?
Oh, there are a lot of songs. I'm a fan of rock music, of every kind of rock music.
All right.
Should I say, Michl, I'm on the highway to hell from AC/DC, or,
That's a good
or
one.
you live behind the dark side of the moon from Pink Floyd? I don't know if you know these groups anymore, but
Now we
you-
do. Now everyone can check on it.
but music was one of my biggest favorites, and also now at the time.
Okay, and very last question. What is your favorite sport?
Oh, look at this. As a young guy, so as every guy in Germany playing soccer, sure for this. I'm playing table tennis, every kind of sports. Now I'm doing nothing. What I'm doing a long time also now is playing bowling, but is bowling a real sport? I don't know.
It is. It is.
It could be when you played as a profi. I do the sports, not like you, Sarah, only just for fun, for the good feeling.
Yeah, but that's what it's about, right? Fun. And this interview definitely was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Michl. It was very interesting. I hope you guys, the audience, you liked it too. And thank you so much again for joining. And also thanking to everyone who actually makes this podcast possible of Get to Know. I am very, very interested to get to know the next person that is going to be interviewed next time. And until then, have a good time. Michl, is there, actually I forgot the very last question, but that fits very nicely here. If you had a billboard in the middle of the city, what would it be that you would write down there? Like if it would be a big poster in the middle of the city, what would you write down there? What message?
I love the best family I could ever have.
That's very nice. Thank you.
So thank you for inviting me. Thank you for Maisam for doing this. Thank you, Sarah.
And
I thank you
also
all.
Matthias for all the technical.
I love it.